Now that time. We are excited. My name is Fadia Thompson. I am your hostess on this evening, and I am just honored and privileged to be before you all shortly and briefly today. So I want to welcome you all officially, of course, to our BYOB Wealthy Women Wednesday call. And I get the pleasure of introducing our guest speaker this evening. Now, this woman is actually leading our BYOB Wealthy Women movement. I mean, she has literally taken it by storm. She is the creator of our BYOB cash out strategy, which you will hear a little bit more about shortly. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you a little bit about this woman. Her name is Miss Tasha M. Dyer. She is a licensed financial advisor. She has her MBA, and she's also a retired U.S. major. Now, this woman has 100% of the information. She knows how to execute. She's having a lot of fun, helping a lot of people like yourself get to the other side of money. And ladies and gentlemen, I just appreciate being in business with her as one of my mentors because she is truly a servant leader at heart. So I'm going to go ahead and move myself out of the way and turn the call over to Miss Dyer. Miss Tasha M. Dyer, are you on the line?
Yes, I am, Miss Thompson. And thank you so very much for hosting the call today on our BYOB Wealthy Women Wednesday. Now, before we get started here, I can guarantee you that Miss Thompson is definitely a phenomenal BYOB Wealthy woman. She is doing a phenomenal, she's an integral part of our BYOB movement and assisting and spearheading our millennials owning banks. She also has positioned herself to be one of the top % of money earners. She's having a lot of fun and helping a lot of people. So I'm just excited to be here with her today to share some information with you all about how you can become your own bank. So yes, be your own bank, BYOB. This is the largest economic empowerment movement in the history of mankind. And what we're here to talk to you today is about you becoming a BYOB wealthy woman. Now, why is this important? Well, ladies, you're gonna find out today, and I can guarantee you that you are gonna wanna thank the person that invited you out. This is just some information that I wanna share with you on their behalf. I wanna share with you this information because it's so important for you to understand why we have to take advantage of this information that has literally been hidden in plain sight. Once again, my name is Tasha M. Dyer, and yes, I am speaking to you from Jacksonville, Florida, originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. However, I know I might not be the one that invited you out today, and like I told you, I'm just speaking on their behalf, but I can guarantee you that we have a lot of similarities. I can guarantee you that somehow we might even possibly be related. Now, what could I possibly mean by that? Well, I'm quite sure you were told, just like I was, that we needed to go to school, we needed to get good grades, we needed to go to college, and we needed to get one of those good jobs. That is what we were always told. That's the information, and that's the foundation that we were always given. Well, I can guarantee you what's important is always what we're being educated upon. And I can guarantee you that even though we had that same foundation, our journeys might have just been a little bit different. Well, my journey in particular, yes, I come from a single parent household where my mother was terminally ill, and I'm actually the oldest. Now, being the oldest, that meant that a lot of responsibility fell on me. But one thing I can always tell you is that my mother she always stressed the importance of seeking and making sure that I achieve success. She always wanted me to understand that my circumstances did not dictate my reality. She wanted me to know that success was out there and to eliminate every excuse, to make sure I keep my eyes open, to make sure I keep an open mind and keep my ears open as well, because that is how you're gonna find your way and navigate yourself to where the wealth really is. So she always, even in the midst of what she was working with and what she was dealing with, she always guided me to press forward. So yes, I did attempt to go to college, right? That's our foundation. And at that time, it was just not financially feasible for our family. So I did join the military. And when I joined the military, my mother ultimately transitioned. Now I can tell you what I held on to is what she gave me. What I held on to was what she always instilled in me. And that's to keep an open mind for opportunity. That's to make sure that I press forward, that my circumstances did not dictate my reality. Well, if you know anything about the military, enlisting in the military, retiring as a field grade officer, that's not the normal path. And so I retired with an MBA, but I also, at my retirement, became a licensed financial advisor. And one thing I always saw, one thing that always stuck out is the reality that many individuals want to retire. Many individuals want to actually take a moment and say, you know what, I've worked and this is it. I want to enjoy the fruits of my labor. Well, that's not the reality for many individuals. And so what I understood is that retirement was actually a financial status and not an age. But I also understood, because I always kept an open mind, I knew that there was more out there. I knew, because working in the financial industry, you would always see individuals want to put their money in foreign funds. You would always want to see them put their money in these foreign funds. And so I always wondered, I knew there had to be more. And so I was blessed one day. I actually had the opportunity to speak with the visionary, just like you've been blessed, because someone shared this information with you. Someone invited you to this call, and I'm quite sure you had a conversation that was really similar to the one that I had with him. You see, he asked me a few questions. He shared some information to me, and I was ecstatic. You know, I was ecstatic because this information has been hidden in plain sight. And understanding that when he asked those questions, I was ready. I was open. I understood. Now, that first question he asked me was, are you ready to accept the challenge to learn how to be your own bank? Well, absolutely. Who would not want to be their own bank? And you know, that next question that he asked me, though, really made me pause and think for a moment. Over the last 5 to 10 years, out of all the money that's flowed through your personal bank account, how much has your bank paid you for using your own money? Well, I'm gonna let you think about that for a moment, because I had that same look that you probably have on your face right now. You know, because the reality is nothing. And if they did pay you anything, it's not enough to be noticed, because you really wouldn't be on this call with us right now. And I wouldn't have been having that conversation if it was anything of value. And so then that follow-up question was, how does that make you feel? Well, understand, it doesn't make me feel quite good. Well, you know, that last question was, if there was a way for you to learn a skill set to do exactly what the banks do with your money, would you take advantage of it? Well, absolutely I would. Absolutely I would take advantage of it, because that is the day that I made the decision to become my own bank. And I want you to understand something as we share this information. You know, we're not anti-bank. We're pro your household. And so the same way I accepted that challenge that day is the same thing you're going to want to do today after you thank the person that invited you out. Now, how is this done? Because I know you're excited right now. How can I be my own bank? How can I do what the banks are doing? Well, it's really quite simple. Our parents were right. Our parents told us that we wanted to be educated. They told us that the foundation was a great education. Now, let me help you. It is, but it's always about what you're being educated upon. You see, you want to know how to master the markets. This is where real wealth and freedom is actually built. This is where, and IAM has a great educational platform, a great foundation to help you and assist you in putting yourself on the other side of wealth. And this is where your journey begins. Now, I want you to identify where you are on this quadrant, because we've all heard it. We all know that we've been told and we've said ourselves that I want to make more money. Well, the reality is there's no such thing as making more money. The currency is already there. The currency is already out there. It's all about where you are actually positioned. What are you willing to do? Are you willing to transition yourself into one of the quadrants where the currency is? You know, that's why it's called currency, because it's always moving. It's always flowing. So understand, 60% of you actually work for someone else. 35% of you work for yourself, 4% are business owners, and only 1% have an investor mindset. So now, what does that equate to? How does that break down? Well, 95% of individuals are actually fighting for 5% of the wealth. Now, I'm gonna say that again. 95% are fighting for 5% of the wealth. So that transitions to, and that translates to 5% control 95% of the wealth. So let's help you understand how you can make that transition. How can you become the 5% that control the 95% of the wealth? Well, it's really simple, but it begins with you. It's an inside out job, because I know you're thinking, what if there was another way? What if things can be different? Well, I know that they can be. And you know, it actually begins with how you talk to yourself. How do you speak to yourself? What do you really believe? Because you become what you think you can become. And this is why our thoughts, our mindset is so important. You think about it, in the midst of a pandemic, billionaires have been created. It all begins with what you believe that you can become. Be your own bank. Our story is quite simple. Once you have that belief, we're going to assist you in that process, because what we do is we empower people. We're going to help you build a better life. And this is why so many have meaning and purpose. And this is why so many see success. You see, that's our story. It's really quite simple. How did we become the largest economic empowerment movement in the history of mankind? 1 million families financially educated and impacted, because real change begins with you. It is about you. That positive self-talk, that thinking, success begins with you. And yes, I'm talking about you on this call today. So how would you feel? What would you do if you had total control over every aspect of your life? What if you could become economically unbothered? Well, the what if is eliminated, because yes, you can. You can really control every aspect of your life. And you do this with the exchange markets. Remember, I told you, currency never stops. It's always flowing. Currency moves. Currency is moving into the trillions. And I'm talking about on a daily basis, because I know you thought, oh, she means a month or even a week. No, we're talking about is flowing in the exchange markets, where currency is exchanged globally into the trillions a day. Now, just think about that for a minute. Paint that picture. We're talking about 12 zeros. I know you can count to 12, so we're talking about 12 zeros. Now, imagine $6.6 trillion a day flowing through the markets. And it's all around us. It's happening every single day. All you have to do is say, yes, I accept the challenge. Yes, I'm ready to be my own bank. And I mean, it's flowing in the trillions, 6.6. Now this market is open 5 days a week, 24 hours a day. Now, I know that excites you because we have schedules, we have lives, but the beauty behind it is you can participate in this market without owning any physical currency, any physical money. You do not have to own it. I know you've been taught by someone like myself that you have to buy something, you have to hold on to it, and you pray that it rises in value. And then you're holding it for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Well, I'm here to tell you, I'm here to let you know that that does not have to be your story. The same way it was hidden in plain sight, and I'm so excited that I was exposed to this information. That's why I'm here, helping you understand that you, yes, you can be your own bank. This information has been hidden from us, but I want to welcome you now because the blinders have been removed. Let me welcome you to the foreign exchange market. But wait, just wait, there's another market. Now this market is actually growing towards the trillion. And yes, the stage for how money is handled is shifted. We're talking about an evolution of currency. That's what's happening right now. But I want you to take a look at this. Yes, take a look at this woman, because it's often said that success leaves clues. And when you have someone, the likes of a Miss Oprah Winfrey. Now, Miss Oprah Winfrey took $100 million and invested it into a Bitcoin platform. That is what she did, $100 million of her own money. And she did this last year. But remember, I told you success leaves clues. I know you've heard that. Well, our government, yes, our government, who cannot agree on a stimulus package right now, the first stimulus package that passed, where most Americans were waiting on a $1,200 check. Why do you think it passed so quickly? Because there was an HR bill attached to it. And that HR bill said, yes, our government now is now participating in this market. They now have the ability to create cryptocurrency. That is what we're talking about, an evolution. Things that are happening all around us, things that are hidden in plain sight. But it's also become a global form of payment, because you can pay your state taxes in Ohio. You can actually go to a Mavericks game. You can buy a Bentley. You can buy a Rolls Royce. I'm quite sure you've seen an ATM that is actually in a local mall, somewhere that is strictly for cryptocurrency. Or what about your online purchases? Something even, a site even such as Craigslist. It is an everyday form of payment, but for you, because you have access to information. You can trade this without owning any physical currency as well. So welcome, wealthy women, welcome to digital currencies. Now I know, because we're women, I know we're always on the go. I know we have a lot to do. I know that already. But the beauty is you can learn and earn as you go. You learn and earn on the go. You're actually going to be able to follow the markets. You're going to be able to connect as long as you have access to the internet, because all you need is an electronic device. So you never miss an opportunity to stay connected. But you get to choose your weapon. Now, the weapons we're talking about in IMUC, we have several, but there's one that I want to highlight. It is one in particular, and this tool is what we call the vibrato. Well, yes, our visionary is actually the spokesperson. We're talking about Mr. Gerald D. Rogers, who is the spokesperson of this tool. And myself, yes, I am actually the creator of the BYOB cash out strategy, and that is housed in this tool as well. Well, what I want to do right now, because I know you want to get an inside view and a sneak peek at what this tool has to offer, I'm going to turn this call over to another BYOB wealthy woman, a woman that's having major impact, a woman that is also assisting in spearheading our millennials owning banks. And I'm going to turn this call over to Ms. Danielle Clayton. Ms. Clayton, are you on the line?
Yes, Ms. Dyer, I am here. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. So ladies, what you see here is the vibrato. And now I want for you to pay attention to the video in the middle. This is our visionary. So this gentleman that you see here, yes, once again, he's the visionary of the Be Your Own Bank movement. His name is Mr. Gerald D. Rogers, and he has over 25 years of investment banking experience. So who else could make a better spokesperson than someone with inside information, right? So this is what the entire company sees when they first log into this tool. Now, once you get started with us as a part of the BYOB family today, you will have direct access to him as your personal mentor. Now, I just want for you to pay attention and listen to this clip so you can hear from the visionary himself.
Wow, folks, I'm just absolutely amazed to know that I'm a part of an organization looking to empower and impact lives across the globe. I've been in this space for over 20 years, commercial banking, lending, and when I look at the web analyzer in comparison to what the big banks of the world utilize, that web analyzer is equivalent, far exceeds the expectation that I was anticipating after having that experience on the investment market. So folks, for those of you who don't understand the magnitude of what you have your hands on, I encourage you, I challenge you to take a deeper dive and realize that literally you have in your own hands the power to become your own bank and allow us to be your partner to empower you economically, financially, and leave a true legacy.
All right, ladies, so you have heard from the man himself. Yes. So ladies, once you get started with BYOB, we are focused on making sure that you are the signal. So although we have the ability to send you trade ideas, we are committed to make sure that you are empowered. So we will trade with you, but not just for you. Okay? So ladies, wealthy women, this is the vibrato, what you see here. And this is the tool that the big banks of the world are investing in. Yes. So literally of your millions, and billions of your money is being spent for what you see here. So over here to the left, you're going to see potential trade ideas, all right? These show 24/7, and over here to the right, there are much more tools as well too that'll give you access to this information, just like the big banks of the world. So now just imagine they are literally using these tools to make millions and billions off of your money daily. That's right, you heard Ms. Dyer. This is a trillion market, right? So trillions of your money is flowing through this daily. So now our BYOB cash out strategy is housed here in this vibrata. And this strategy, it was created by our very own trade whisperer, Ms. Tasha M. Dyer, the woman you have actually been hearing from on this call. It has a 92% accuracy rate, and it also has been back tested on all trades. Now, I must say, you know, yes, I am one of those BYOB wealthy women who have actually superseded that 92% accuracy rate. Yes, very excited about that, and you should be too. So what you're looking at right now is the cash out strategy, and this is literally 3 simple steps. Right? 3 simple steps. And remember, going back to that 92% accuracy rate, and some may even debate that it's higher. So as I get ready to show you how simple you'll be able to execute and profit, I don't want you to worry about trying to learn the strategy right now. That comes apart when you get enrolled in the academy. So all I want for you to focus on are these green and these red candles that you see here. So let me just break this down to you. And this is really simple. Green means red. I'm sorry. Green means buy. Red means sell. Once again, green means buy and red means sell. So yes, ladies, it is that simple. That simple. So once you get started with us today in BYOB, you will have access to the education, this same tool, and so much more to ensure that you know when to go and execute these trades on your daily. And this will put you in a position to cash out every single day, just like the big banks of the world. Back to you, Ms. Dyer.
Wow, wow, wow. Ladies, now do you understand why you have heard from some BYOB wealthy women? You now have the ability to do the exact same thing each and every single day. And that is exciting. It's information that's been hidden in plain sight. But where do you get started? How can you learn that too? You heard her say, all you need to do is get enrolled. Well, how does that happen? Remember, we talked about I Am Mastery Academy. And so this is where your educational process begins. Because remember, our parents were right. They told us that we needed to be educated, but it's always about what you're being educated upon. Now, your journey begins right here in our Foreign Exchange Mastery Academy. In this academy, you're going to learn and understand the markets, but also you're going to be able to cash out utilizing the BYOB cash out strategy. And in high frequency Forex, yes, you've heard of options. You are actually going to be able to cash out using the BYOB cash out strategy, where you can take profit on this as well. And then digital currencies. Yes, exactly what we've been talking about. You're gonna have access to this academy as well, and you're gonna be able to cash out utilizing the BYOB cash out strategy. So yes, the strategy that I created works on every single market, and you get to cash out and put yourself in that top % of money earners. We also have access to 100+ full-time educators, but yet you're hearing from one right now. This is me. And what I want to tell you is you're gonna be successful. You're going to win. We have over, hear me clearly, over 40 calls a month. 40 calls a month. Where in the morning, we're showing you how to navigate the markets, how to take profit, and in the evenings, we're educating you on exactly how to do that. And then you're gonna get to learn from the best. One of our mastermind team, he literally, I gotta tell you about this gentleman. He literally has a PhD in finance and economics. I'm talking about Dr. Craig Bythewood. Dr. Bythewood has been a consultant, a CFO, and an educator, 26+ years experience, and his dissertation was on bank mergers and acquisitions. Now, I don't know about you, but I've never wanted a PhD in finance and economics. However, that is information that I want to know, because it's going to help you put yourself in that position of profit. It's going to help you understand how to navigate the markets. And he is definitely a part of these 40+ calls where we share this information with you and how you can be the best and excel in these markets. And then the mentorship. You heard from the visionary. He is actually being heard in over 120 countries with the utilization of the vibrata. But also this movement, coaching and mentorship, the largest economic empowerment movement in the history of mankind, the visionary behind this movement. His background is also in commercial real estate, mortgage lending. He has also helped over 30,000 people obtain their financial freedom, a published author. So you are going to learn from the best of the best. I am excited for you here today. But this is us. But what you see right there is this book. It's called Be Your Own Bank, Hidden in Plain Sight. Remember, I told you 1 million families financially educated and impacted. And in this book, we're here to assist, put you in that position of profit. And it is October tomorrow. So you've got to be excited. You've got to be excited because this is definitely going to be open for pre-release here soon. And you are going to have the ability and the opportunity to make sure that you take advantage of this. Now, how do you get started? How do you become your own bank? Well, this is what excites me. It excites me because we were told to go to school, get good grades, and go to quote unquote college and get you one of those good jobs. Well, what we're doing right here is you're going to get enrolled. And when you get enrolled, it's no different than when you quote unquote go to college, because in college you're enrolling, but the difference is when you enroll in a university, the community college, they want all their tuition up front. That is what they're looking for. They're looking for that tuition up front. And with this, with I Am Mastery Academy, you do not have to provide all of that up front. You're going to make an initial investment into yourself. What that initial investment is here today is $325. Now, your tuition monthly is going to be $274.95. That is, we're talking about $9.16 a day. And the difference between your local community college or your university is you actually get to see your return on investment. You actually get to participate, and you get to participate and be in profit. Remember, you enroll, you learn the tools, put you in a position of profit. That is what you're going to have access to today. That is what is going to happen for you. Now, you also have the option, a can do but not a must do, to become an independent business owner. It's a can do but not a must do. But I'm gonna tell you why it's so important. Why is this so important? It is important because so many individuals are looking for your yes. So many individuals are waiting to become economically unbothered. There is a power in your yes. Think about it for just a moment. Mr. Rogers, the visionary, shared this information with me. And because he did, because we had that conversation, what happened, what transpired is we now have a movement that is global. We now have individuals that are becoming liberated each and every single day globally around the world. They are becoming economically unbothered. And because I said yes, because of my yes, we now have a strategy that's being traded all around the world, BYOB cash out strategy. Now, what is on the other side of your yes? How many women do you know that are waiting because of they want to be economically unbothered? How many women that you know are looking for something? They're looking, but it's been hidden in plain sight. It's been all around them and it's been hidden. Well, why is it so important? Well, ladies, let me tell you. Why is your yes so important? Let me show you why you have to pivot. Let me show you why you have to take advantage of this. Let me help you understand why. Look at this slide. Take a look at this. We're talking about equal pay. Equal pay. I don't care where you fit on this category. It is not something that's in existence right now. But yet, think about this statistic. 40% of women, hear me, 40% are the breadwinners. So I don't care about your status. I don't care if you're married, single, divorced, no matter what your status is, have children in the house. You are the breadwinner for 40% of you all. But yet equal pay is not a thing. You want to make a change in our economies, you want to shift something, you need to empower. We have to pivot. We have to understand that it is no longer viable. We cannot sit and wait for someone else to create our value. It's not going to happen. This is where it begins. And for the men, if there are men on this call, men that are listening, I want you to understand why this is important for you as well. This is our economy. These are our communities. You have a mother, a wife, a daughter. There's a woman in your life that this impacts. And when it impacts that household, guess what? It will shift the way that we see things. It will shift the way that we do things. This is why this movement, WomenTEACH4x, is here. This is why it's so important for us to take advantage, to get enrolled, to become our own bank. Now, how do I know you'll be successful? Well, because we have a 100% success system. Be your own bank. Now, if you look on the other side, you know, outside of that success system, you see that 100% at the top. Well, that's typically the CEO. That's the person that owns the company. That's the person that's sitting on the top. Well, you scroll down and we're talking about 12%. We're talking about you being on a need to know basis. That's what ultimately transpires. Now, I want you to take a look at this slide. Take a look at this slide. This slide right here, because when you think about this for just a moment, we've all heard of these banks. Now, we said this movement is be your own bank, and we're talking about literally. Now, this slide where you're going to be able to do what we're talking about today, a bank is willing to pay anywhere from $126,000 to $307,000 a year as your starting salary. This is the range that we're talking about. But I want to bring this back home, because when you think about this for just a moment, the first thing is JP Morgan sent traders home. We've been in a pandemic. We know that. They had COVID, but they sent their traders home. But what does that mean for you? The reality that JP Morgan has traders. JP Morgan is trading your money. And these banks are household names. Wells Fargo, Citibank, we know about them. So let me ask you those questions again. Let me ask you what I asked you in the beginning. Over the last 5 to 10 years, out of all the money that's flowed through your personal bank account, how much has your bank paid you for using your own money? Now, I'm gonna pause for a moment so you can think about it. Well, the reality is absolutely nothing. Now, how does that make you feel? Because you see that these are banks. You see that these banks are trading your money. Now, if there was a way to learn a skill set to do exactly what the banks do, would you take advantage of it? Well, let's look at these job titles. Foreign exchange trader, options trader. These are the academies that you will have immediate access to today. These are the academies that you will have as soon as you get enrolled. So when we say the largest economic empowerment movement in the history of mankind, this is why. When we say 1 million families financially educated and impacted, that begins with you. And when we tell you that you have the power to become your own bank, we mean literally. So I'm gonna go ahead and officially welcome you to the family, welcome you to the movement, and to an experience that is going to change your life. And what I wanna do right now is I'm gonna actually turn this call back over to our host, who is going to give you some further information. Ms. Thompson, are you on the line?
Yes, I am, Miss Dyer. Wow, ladies, as I stated before, she has 100% of the information for you to get started with us today and become a BYOB wealthy woman. So what's next for you? You want to go ahead and reach out to the person that invited you out to this call. Of course, after you tell them thank you, lock in your spot and get enrolled on today. If you have not already, make sure you get plugged into our Telegram chat and get yourself set up so you can join us live in the market as soon as 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. And yes, that is none other than Miss Dyer, our trade whisperer. So again, I want to go ahead and welcome you all. Welcome to BYOB. Welcome to the largest economic empowerment movement in the history of mankind. And this will officially conclude our call. See you on the other side.